Imagine reaching every goal you've ever set. You have money, a successful career, a beautiful home, recognition, everything you once wanted. And then you ask yourself, is this really enough? That question has followed humanity for thousands of years, because success and meaning are not necessarily the same thing. You can achieve something and still feel empty. You can fail at something and still feel proud of the way you lived. So what actually makes a life meaningful? There isn't one universal answer, but there are several ideas that appear again and again throughout philosophy, psychology, religion, literature, and human experience. The first is purpose. People want to feel that their lives are moving towards something. It doesn't have to be something enormous. You don't need to change the world. Purpose can come from raising a family, building a business, creating art, helping others, learning, teaching, serving a community, or becoming the person you believe you are capable of becoming. Purpose gives effort direction. Without direction, even hard work can feel empty. The second is connection. Humans are social creatures. We want to be understood. We want relationships where we can be honest. We want people who care about us. And interestingly, many people discover that achievement becomes less satisfying when there is nobody to share it with. You can have thousands of followers and still feel lonely. You can have enormous wealth and still feel disconnected. Connection isn't about how many people know your name. It's about whether you have relationships where you can actually be yourself. The third is growth. People often feel most alive when they are learning something difficult. Think about learning a language, playing an instrument, building a business, training for a competition, writing a book. At the beginning, you're terrible. Then you improve. The progress itself becomes rewarding. Growth gives life movement. But there's another important element, responsibility. A meaningful life isn't necessarily an easy life. Sometimes meaning comes from taking responsibility for something that matters. A parent takes responsibility for a child. A doctor takes responsibility for patients. An entrepreneur takes responsibility for a company. An athlete takes responsibility for preparation. Responsibility can be difficult, but it can also make your existence feel important. Then there is contribution. Many people eventually discover that receiving isn't enough. They want to give something. Knowledge, time, support, creativity, money, leadership, kindness. Contribution creates a sense that your existence matters beyond yourself. But there's a trap here. You shouldn't spend your entire life trying to impress other people. Because external approval has no finish line. Someone will always be richer. Someone will always be more famous. Someone will always be more successful. If your definition of a meaningful life depends entirely on comparison, you'll never feel finished. Meaning requires knowing what matters to you. That doesn't mean becoming selfish. It means becoming intentional. Ask yourself, what would I still care about if nobody applauded me? What kind of person do I want to become? Who do I want to help? What would make me proud when I look back at my life? What am I willing to struggle for? Those questions can be more important than, how can I become successful? Because success without direction can become an endless chase. You reach one goal, then another, and the finish line keeps moving. Meaning is different. Meaning isn't necessarily about having everything. It's about understanding why you are doing what you are doing. Maybe your life doesn't need to look impressive from the outside. Maybe it needs to feel meaningful from the inside. You don't need a perfect life. You need a life that reflects your values. A life where your time is connected to something you believe matters. Because one day everyone reaches the same realization. Time is limited. And when you understand that, the question changes. Instead of asking, how much can I get? You start asking, what is worth giving my life to? That question may be one of the most important questions a person can ask.